2025 is underway. Marathon training begins in 4 days. Welcome to PKS Runs. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Paul. This is PKS Runs. I am a 2:45 marathoner training to beat my PB from last year of 2:45.55 at the London Marathon this year. I am signed up with a good for age place, and as of Sunday I will have 16 weeks to get myself ready to attempt to beat that target. And in this video I want to give you a little bit of a review of how last year finished, a little look at what's to come this year, and talk through my training, what's coming up over the next 16 weeks. If this is your first time watching PKS Runs, thank you so much. It's great to have you here. If you enjoy the content, please do like and subscribe, hit the bell notification so that you don't miss any upcoming videos, and do leave a comment down below. Let me know what you're training for. Let me know if you're enjoying the content. I love engaging with you. And do follow me on Instagram, Strava and TikTok on @PKS Runs. Let's start by looking back at the end of 2024. In September, I ran the Loch Ness Marathon. I ran a 2:45.55 and I was absolutely thrilled with that. I then ran the Bournemouth half and the Rome half with my good friend Ben. You can see our videos about those in the YouTube feed. At the end of October, I made a conscious decision to really work on improving and increasing my base mileage so that I was ready for this next training block. And in December, I decided to do Run Every Day December. Partly because I just wanted to get myself into the discipline of running regularly, and secondly, I wanted to use it as an opportunity to build my base fitness and increase my easy run pace and introduce some higher volume of training. Over the 4 weeks of December, or 4.5 weeks of December, I ran a 70-mile week, a 76-mile week, an 80 week, and then a 70-mile week, which included a marathon distance on the final day. The last couple of days of December, I did about 10 miles in total. What I learned during that process was that my easy runs historically have been too easy. So looking at my training plan for this marathon, I was needing my easy runs to be in the 7-minute mile range, and I had typically been running my easy runs 8.5, 9.5 minute miles, and in reality they were more like recovery runs than easy runs. So I spent a lot of the month focusing on improving that pace. I did all of these runs every day on top of my regular gym sessions. I have built a new habit of running to the gym Monday to Friday. That's a 2-mile run, then doing my sessions Monday, Wednesday, Friday strength, Tuesday and Thursday cardio sessions, and then doing a longer run afterwards, between 6 and 10 miles, which has been a brilliant way of getting volume and having it all done by about 8:30 ready for work. I've been amazed at how well my body has tolerated this new routine, and been impressed at how my fitness has improved. I know that I have set a really solid foundation for starting my training on Sunday morning. So what am I working on over the next 16 weeks? Well, initially, and this is really kind of like an operating system thing, I'm focusing heavily on my diet and nutrition. After Rome in October, I made a very conscious decision that I was gonna enjoy some sweet treats, cakes, biscuits, cheesecake, and that has continued until the end of last year, I allowed myself to do it. I told myself that I would finish on the 31st, and I have done just that. So from here on in, there are no sweet treats, there is no sugar. I'm not going completely sugar-free in the sense of I'll still have things like baked beans and tomato ketchup, but there will be no cakes, biscuits, puddings, etc. There's also going to be no alcohol. Alcohol really does make a difference to my sleep, and I just honestly want to be sleeping well if I'm going to be training at this intensity. Training plans. I am going to be loosely following Ben Park's Advanced Plus, I think it's called, marathon training plan. Now, when I say loosely following, I really hate following a plan. So what I'll be doing is cherry picking some of the speed workouts each week and trying to follow the general volume of training over the plan. I think I start with 55 miles. Next week it builds up to 88 over the biggest week. And to some extent, there will be some things that will work and there will be some things that don't work. Plans are generic, and ultimately I know my body, I know the way that I respond to training, and I know what happens best. So I'm going to stick with my 5 gym sessions. I'm going to stick with the running before and after. I will try and do my long run on a Saturday, and then Sunday will be a complete day of rest. No training, no running, so that I can give my body a chance to respond and recover. So the next thing I'll be focusing on will be recovery. Recovery is absolutely essential when it comes to marathon training. It's when the body builds resilience, and ultimately it's going to be what helps get me my marathon PB time. So how am I feeling about London? Well, at this point, who knows? It's all up for grabs. If I was to go out and run the London Marathon tomorrow, it would be a shit show. I'm not gonna lie. But you cannot be at peak performance all the time. The purpose of a training plan is to get you ready for a particular date, building the mileage steadily, decreasing with a taper. And so it's only right that I don't feel ready right now. There is something that I've not talked about yet on this channel, and that is that I've also got a place at the Valencia Marathon in December. And what that means is, to some extent, I can treat the London Marathon as a bit of a dress rehearsal, a practice. There are conflicting opinions over the London Marathon, over whether it is a good place to try and run a PB. Lots of people do run PBs there, but it's an incredibly crowded course. The first few miles can be incredibly congested, and that isn't conducive to running a fast time. Now, obviously my 2:45 will get me into a reasonably good starting pen, but even then it's difficult. But Valencia, on the other hand, is a fast marathon. Last year, over 5,000 people ran sub 3 hours at Valencia, and so it's going to be a much easier race to try and find a fast pack and stick with them and try and aim for that 240, maybe even less. This year is going to be all about chasing down that 240, chasing down a new personal best, and honestly seeing how low I can go. Obviously I have to balance this all out with remaining injury free. Last year I lost 2.5 months pretty much because of a stress fracture on my foot. I've got to try and avoid that. So we'll just have a little segue to running shoes. Last year I did a lot of my running in Nike Pegasus and Nike Invincibles, and over the last month I have properly transitioned to wearing New Balance Rebel V4s. I really enjoy running in these. The toe box is wide, so my feet really feel like they can fit in the shoe. They've got a really nice lightweight upper, and they feel responsive under the foot as well. So I will probably buy another pair of these so that I can rotate them. And then on my speed sessions, I'm actually just going to go out in my Alphaflys. I will be buying a new pair of those for race day, so I may as well use them and get used to improving my running efficiency in those shoes. They are an absolute dream. They are the most comfortable shoe I've ever run in, and I may as well use them as I've got them. So the final piece of the puzzle for PKS runs in 2025 is the vlogging and the social media side of this. I'm really hoping that this year is the year that PKS runs properly grows and becomes a success. How will I define that success? Well, two things. Firstly, on YouTube, I'd like to get monetized. I don't want a big amount of money, I just like to be able to buy a pair of shoes. I will be measuring success on engagement, building a community of runners who encourage each other, interact with each other. I want to help you over this next year. I want to encourage you, and I want to be helped by you. There are hundreds and thousands of faster runners out there, and I would love to glean information from them to make me a better runner. I'm posting daily on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube Shorts. Some of that content is fun. Some of that content is sparking debate, and some of that content is just downright ridiculous. And I'm enjoying seeing how people respond to that. People, I think, on the whole, are enjoying the content. Some people take me far too seriously, and I am really just out here trying to have fun, and at the same time trying to feed the algorithm. And so every once in a while I chuck in the odd hand grenade just to allow the algorithm to do its thing. If you are enjoying this video, if you have enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Do hit the bell button. Follow me on all of the other channels as well. I genuinely love connecting with you. I love engaging with you. And let's make 2025 an absolutely killer year for PKS runs. I'm super excited. I'm super energized. I'm feeling fit. I'm feeling strong. And I'm going to go and get it. See you in the next video.